Hey guys, Tomboy601, and today we're taking a look at Minegumo, one of the two campaign ships that you can choose at the end of this update. And I have to say, I think this one might be the one I'm preferring at this time. Anyways, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at her stats, show off the build, and then show off a game in her. If that sounds good to you, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and let's go ahead and just dive on in. Now, first things first, let's go ahead and cover the commander. I am running a gunboat build on this ship because, basically, it's a hybrid. It's a pretty down-the-middle hybrid, and basically, you get really good guns and perfectly serviceable Japanese torpedoes as a side effect of going a gunboat build. So that's what I've done. You are more than welcome to build it as a torpedo boat, but for me, I'm running a Zerlane Yukikaze. Once again, or if you haven't heard my Yukikaze rant before, a Zerlane Yukikaze, pretty much the exact same build as Kurita. The only difference is going to be that base trait, and given the way aircraft carriers are in this game, I enjoy the small boost to AA damage as opposed to the reduction in engine boost consumable time. But now that I'm thinking about it, that might actually be a better trait overall for this ship. There is a very long engine boost cooldown time, so that could benefit you overall. Anyways, we are running Sims and Mortif as the inspirations, basically faster DACA and more health. And then we're running Observant Rage, Mortar, Perceptive, Evasive Hunter, which is her unique skill, and then finally, Unstoppable. As far as the mods for Minegumo, we are running Aiming System Mod 1. Then we are running the steering gears, the idea being that I thought we might have to maneuver to get the torps on target every now and then. I think we could probably also go for the prop mod here. Then we're running Concealment mod, and then finally Main Battery Mod 3. As far as the consumables go, you have a full selection. First off with the Damage Control Party, 5-second duration, 40-second reload time. The first thing that yells, "This is a gunboat," which is the smoke generator. You get British smokes on this thing. 10-second duration, 40-second dispersion time, 60-second reload. So whenever you come off of a smoke, you got 20 seconds before you can use it again. It is great for being able to farm ships because you can go, deploy. If something happens, like you get radared, which you tend to do at the upper tiers like tier 8, guess what? You haven't burnt one of your 2 smokes for the entire round. You only burnt one of them, and guess what? As long as you can escape, you can kind of wait that radar ship out and then start farming it again. Absolutely love it. Engine boost, 8%, 120-second duration, and then finally, torpedo reload booster, 2 charges of it. It's going to reload those torps in 5 seconds. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. Survivability, 20,600 hit points, which, yeah, isn't a ton. The armor thickness between 13 and 20 millimeters. We'll go ahead and take a look at the armor. There isn't much for you to learn here because, well, guys, there's 20 millimeters up front, right? There's no Citadel to hit. Okay. Artillery. 3 2-barreled 127 millimeter guns with a firing range of 10.7 kilometers. Reload time of 3.2 seconds and 180 time of 11.8 seconds. HE shell damage of 2,260 with a 9% chance to set fire. And a 2,700 AP shell damage, which you will see us use a lot. The AP on this thing slaps, especially battleships, when you can go ahead and do some damage into the upper side, into the upper plate, into just, you'll see. Torps, 2 4-barreled 610 millimeter launchers, 130-second reload time, 20,967 damage with a detectability of 1.7 seconds, range of 9 kilometers, which is plenty to be deadly, and a 75 knot top speed. AA, not great, right? This is further proving that maybe our commander, maybe Yukikaze, isn't the best pick for this ship, but it's what we were running. I like it on the gunboats, yada yada yada. Cool. Maneuverability, 35 knots with a turning circle of 640 meters and a rudder shift time of 3.2 seconds. Finally, the concealment. 6 kilometers, which overall, not too bad for a gunboat. It's about where a gunboat should be, but we have really deadly torpedoes. Detectability by air, 3.2 kilometers. Detectability while firing smoke, 2.3 kilometers. Cool. So, those are all the stats. Let's go ahead and dive on in to a game. So, welcome to Mountain Range. A couple of things you should know before this game really gets kicked off. One is the team comp. If you look, enemy team has one more destroyer than us. In fact, the entire enemy destroyers are in just a squadron together. It's 3 of them. As a result, we're going to play this opening bit a little bit differently than you would usually play these. And that's because we don't know currently where those enemy destroyers are. So, given that they're in a squad together, generally they're all going to spawn in the same deployment. So, if we get into A and we spot any other ship, we're probably safe just to push into A and walk around like we own it. If we don't see anyone, then we need to be cautious. And well, we spot Hampshire, so that tells us we're good to go. We can go ahead, just push on into A. We're going to provide the base level thing that every destroyer should do in this game, and that's spotting for the team, right? That's what we're going to do. Now, you're going to notice there's a weird quirk about Minegumo's torpedo launchers. Not only does it have British smoke, it also has the British tube-by-tube torpedo launchers, which is very exciting. Now, usually, when you have the tube-by-tube launchers, your default other kind of view, the other way you can launch the torpedoes, they call it wide angle, but really, it's usually equivalent to what the narrow angle for those torps would be. In this case, the wide angle is still the wide angle. So you're going to see a very distinct lack of using that, just because there isn't really a case for it. Though argument could be said that we could have used it later. But hey, we're not talking about that right now. Anyways, we have Jean Bart off to our left-hand side. We're going to go ahead, let these torpedoes fly. It looks like he's kind of moving forward. So we're going to dump those torpedoes in that. And the reason we are headed forward so much is it looks like this Iowa isn't checked out, isn't playing the game. Of course, by the time we get in torpedo range, it looks like he has decided to join us. So we've burnt our torpedo reload booster. And at this point, checking the map, we know one of the enemy destroyers is in B, and we've dumped our 2 sets of torpedoes. We're not going to be able to do much, and I think the higher priority for us is going to be to get into B, start challenging where they are strong, where they have a cap right now, prevent them from gaining points, and also kind of start moving towards where their other 3 destroyers are, because realistically, that's going to be kind of our job. Also, I wasn't 100% sure if we had a teammate on that side, but it looks like he has also decided to join the game. Anyways, we're going to push into B, see what trouble we can get into in B, and I guess we should start talking about Minegumo. Minegumo, man, I really enjoy this ship. It feels like a really good hybrid destroyer for the Japanese. I think this is probably the better of the 2, if we're being honest. Here comes Velos, and we'll start chipping away with our guns. And you can see our accuracy is great. He's being chipped down relatively quickly. We drop spot, but now we're being spotted again, so we're going to have to kind of push in. We're going to pop our smoke. We're going to use one of our smokes to kind of pause this engagement, get it disengaged, but also go ahead and farm this Iowa while he's broadside to us, see if we can go ahead and get a couple of rounds out of him. And then we have these other 2 battleships that are pushing in. So, at this point, I'm like, okay, we've reset the situation. We're no longer spotted. Let's see if we can go ahead and finish off this Velos and pull the old-fashioned hermit crab maneuver, i.e., take his smoke. We're going to kick him out, take his smoke, use his smoke. By that time, we'll have our smoke again, and we'll be able to farm these battleships for a good little while. So, we're going to come in, The risk, of course, with the Japanese destroyers is given the gun layout, nose in gunfights can get a little dicey, especially close up, because it means that the enemy probably has time to turn. But 1 round out, 2 more rounds, 1 final one, and thank God he didn't have his stuff loaded. And now we are on the doorstep of some very powerful ships. And guess what, folks? Torpedoes are loaded, but we also have our AP. So you're gonna enjoy watching us use this AP for now. We're gonna dump all of our torpedoes, try to get these guys sunk, because they are in a very precarious position. So we'll dump those two sets of torpedoes. The rear guy, I'm fairly convinced at this point he's going down. Front guy, not too convinced of, so we're going to go ahead and just start farming him with the AP. And you're going to see the effectiveness of those torpedoes. 1, 2, 3, he's down. Other Wisconsin, we're not going to be so lucky to get shells on him, but you can see just the sorts of chunks we are taking out of him every couple of seconds. And this is the power of Minegumo's AP. At close to medium ranges, it has plenty of punch to cause battleships a little bit of worry. You know, Wisconsin turns out we're going to go ahead and flip over to the HE. We deployed our own smoke there now because the Velos is gone, and we have another 40 seconds of being able to farm while we wait. Also, during all of this time, we have that Iowa who spawned on our original side sort of pushing into us, and we can go ahead and just take the moment to let things cool down, see if anyone else gets spotted. If they do, continue farming through. We're up to 80,000 damage, which is pretty good at this point. And our team has done a fairly good job of kind of cleaning the rest of them out. We see the other Iowa fires his guns. We're like, well, we have now plenty of time to get behind this other island and disengage. He's not going to be able to fire at us. And once again, that's what, 4,000 damage in that last salvo that we are now able just to farm out of Iowa. Minegumo, like, pretty deadly gunboat. Torpedoes still perfectly serviceable to be a threat in the world of torpedoes. Of course, you could build this for the torpedoes, right? I think you saw they hit hard enough. You could lower the detection of this ship by a chunk more. It would be a more effective torpedo boat in that direction. But I think at this build, you play to a lot of the strengths of Minegumo, and being a hybrid ship is exactly some of its strengths. So our torpedoes are back up. This Iowa is pretty much committed to being nose into us, so we'll go ahead and drop some torpedoes in his direction, just giving him just a spread to have to deal with. And of course, guess what? British smoke. It's already back up. So we can go ahead and now continue the HE farm. And that's precisely what we're going to end up doing until this Iowa goes down, because he is just taking fire from the rest of our team as our torpedoes close in very slowly. So yeah, kind of final thoughts overall. Like I said, I am really enjoying Minegumo. I think it's a great ship. I think it's probably the one you should get. I think, you know, if you liked Hayate, I feel like this is a step above Hayate, and you'll probably enjoy it, especially if you liked Hayate or some of the other destroyers. Anyways, guys, if you liked the Minegumo review, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.